Welcome back, class, to the news of 24th May from the newspaper The Hindu. And if you are preparing for any government examination, you can visit our website ispi.com or exammap.com, or you can also contact us on our WhatsApp number. So let's start. First topic is Sundarlal Bahuguna. He was well-known environmentalist and Gandhian Sundarlal Bahuguna, and he was passed away at the age of 94 due to COVID related complications. He was an Indian noted Gadwali environmentalist, and he was one of the early environmentalists of India. He was one of the founders of CHIPCO, that is Tree Hug movement in 1970s to save Himalayan forests from cutting down by forest contractors, and he later spearheaded the anti-Tehri Dam movement, which was started in 1980 to early 2000, and he also fought against untouchability and later started organizing Hill movement women in his anti-liquor drive from 1965 to 1970, and he adopted Gandhian principles in his life. In 2009, he was awarded Padma Vibhushan Award by the Government of India for Environment Conservation. So about Chipko movement, it was the uprising against the felling of trees and maintaining the ecologically balance originated in Uttar Pradesh Chamoli district, which is now in Uttarakhand, in 1973. The name of the movement Chipko comes from the word embrace, as the villagers and hugged the trees and encircled them to prevent being hacked. It was a silent, non-violent protest condemning ecological destruction, and Sundarlal Bahuguna, a famous Gandhian, is said to have initiated this movement to guard the trees on the Himalayan slopes, and he is also known for coining the Chipko slogan, Ecology is Permanent Economy. So the slogan is Ecology is the Permanent Economy, and the movement's biggest trump was making people aware of their rights to forests and how grassroots activisms can influence policy making regarding ecology and shared natural resources. Next topic is surplus transfer to government by RBI. So Reserve Bank of India announced a surplus transfer of 99,122 crore for the 9th month period from July 2020 to March 2021, and it is higher than expected. Dividend or surplus transfer to the government comes as government is expecting a sharp sequential fall in tax collections due to severe second wave of COVID-19, and which has forced lockdowns in several states. So this surplus likely reflects the central bank's higher income from their open market operations as well as receipts from foreign exchange sales. So government had budgeted to receive surplus of about 50,000 crore from RBI to be accounted for in the budget estimates for 2021 to 2022, while in the previous full accounting year RBI has transferred 57,128 crore as surplus, and bearing 2018-19, this is the highest ever transfer by RBI in accounting period, and in financial year 2019, 1.76 lakh crore were transferred to government, which included a one-time transfer of extra reserves. So the RBI also decided to maintain a contingency risk buffer at 5.50% in line with recommendation of Bimal Jalan Committee report, and RBI will move to April to March accounting year from 2021 from July to June year. Depcovin, it is indigenously developed antibody detection based kit, and it is developed by Defense Institute of Physiology and Allied Sciences DIPES, which is a laboratory of DRDO, that is Defense Research and Development Organization, and it has been developed in association with Vanguard Diagnostic Private Limited, a development and manufacturing diagnostic company based at New Delhi, and the kit has a shelf life of 18 months. So the significance of it, that it can detect both spike as well as nucleocapsid proteins of SARS-CoV-2 virus with a high sensitivity of 97% and specificity of 99%. It is intended for the qualitative detection of IgG antibodies in human serum or plasma targeting SARS-CoV-2 related antigens, and it offers a significantly faster run around time as it requires 75 minutes to conduct the test without any cross in reactivity with other disease. So the kit will be useful for understanding COVID-19 epidemiology and assessing an individual's previous SARS-CoV-2 exposure. Next topic is INS Makar. INS Makar J31 is the lead ship of Makar class of survey catamarans used for hydrographic survey by Indian Navy, and it was built indigenously in India by Alcock Ashdown Limited, Gujarat, and it is tasked with undertaking hydrographic surveys for producing navigational charts and capable of collecting marine environmental information by conducting limited oceanographic surveys. So it is equipped with 4 engines and 2 bow thrusters, and Makar has an integrated platform management system that combines the vessel's power, navigation, and propulsion systems. So it is further fitted with a wide range of survey equipment that includes sounding systems, bottom profilers, and advanced electronic positioning system, and air conditioned data processing facilities are available on board Makar's caravan. Next topic is nanomedicine. So nanomedicine is the application of nanotechnology to be achieve innovation in healthcare, and it uses the properties developed by a material at its nanometric scale 10 to 9 meter, which often differ in terms of physics, chemistry or biology from the same material at a bigger scale. And moreover, nanometric size is also a scale of many biological mechanisms in the human body, allowing nanoparticles and nanomaterials to potentially cross natural barriers to access new sites of delivery and to interact with DNA or small proteins at different levels and in blood or within organs, tissues or cells. So the benefits of nanomedicine, that it has potential to enable early detection and prevention, to drastically improve diagnosis, treatment and follow up of many diseases including cancer but not only. It has nowadays hundreds of products under clinical trials covering all major disease including cardiovascular, neurodegenerative, musculoskeletal and inflammatory, and it also enabling technologies in all healthcare areas. And it is already accounting for approximately 80 marketed products ranging from nano delivery and pharmaceutical to medical imaging, diagnostic and biomaterials. Next topic is Dalai Lama. So, following the Buddhist belief in the principle of reincarnation, the current Dalai Lama is believed by Buddhists to be able to choose the body into which he is reincarnated. So, that person, when found, will then become the next Dalai Lama. And according to Buddhist scholars, it is responsibility of high lamas of Gelugpa tradition and Tibetan government to seek out and find the next Dalai Lama following the death of incumbent. If more than one candidate is identified, the true successor is found by officials and monks drawing lots in public ceremony. And once identified, the successful candidate and his family are taken to Lhasa or Dharmasala, where the child studies the Buddhist scriptures in order to prepare for spiritual leadership. So, who is Dalai Lama? Dalai Lama? is a title given by Tibetan people for the foremost spiritual leader of the Gilig or Yellow Hat school of Tibetan Buddhism, the newest of the classical schools of Tibetan Hinduism, and the 14th and current Dalai Lama is Tenzin Gyatso, and the Dalai Lamas are believed to be manifestations of Avalokitesvara or Chengrinjing Bodhisattva of compassion and patron saint of Tibet, and bodhisattvas are realized being inspired by a wish to attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings who have vowed to be reborn in the world to help humanity. Next topic is vaccine tourism and vaccine passports. So vaccine tourism means visiting another country or state to get vaccine not available to you at home. So right now vaccine tourism is all about the COVID-19 vaccine, which has had a slow rollout in many states and is not yet available worldwide. In the US and other countries that have the vaccine, some populations are getting priority and such as elderly and health care workers. So but some people who don't fall into these groups have reportedly been jumping and traveling elsewhere for their shots. And what is vaccine passports? A vaccine passport is a e-certificate that stores and records JEPs and COVID-19 test status, and it can be kept in a smartphone app or in digital formats. Its content can be flashed at a security checkpoints when the people travel across borders, and the idea is modeled on the proof of vaccination that several countries required even before the pandemic. So the travelers from many African countries to the USA or India are required to submit proof that they have been vaccinated against disease and such as yellow fever. In February 2021, Israel became the first country to introduce certification system that allows those who have been vaccinated against COVID-19 to access certain facilities and events. So it can be a question of UPSC that who is the first country, which country is the first country to introduce a certification system who have been vaccinated against COVID-19. So answer is Israel. Next topic is extracorporeal membrane oxygenation, and it is also known as extracorporeal life support, and it is a technique of providing prolonged cardiac and respiratory support to persons whose heart and lungs are unable and to provide adequate amount of gas exchange or perfusion of sustained life. The technology for ECMO. The technology for extracorporeal membrane oxygenation is targeted derived from cardiopulmonary bypass and which provides short-term support with arrested native circulation. So the device used in a membrane oxygenator is known as artificial lung. So ECMO works by temporarily drawing blood from the body to allow artificial oxygenation of red blood cells and removal of carbon dioxide, and generally it is used either post cardiopulmonary bypass or in the late stage treatment of a person with profound heart or lung failure, and it is now seeing use as treatment for cardiac arrest in certain centers, allowing treatment of underlying cause of arrest while circulation and oxygenation are supported. And ECMO is also used to support patients with the acute viral pneumonia associated with COVID-19 in cases where artificial ventilation is not sufficient to sustain blood oxygenation levels. Next topic is GST on imported oxygen concentrators. So it is said that oxygen concentrators constitutes a life-saving device during the COVID-19 pandemic, and during a pandemic a different approach needs to be adopted. So the petitioner had challenged a May 1 notification that levied 12% GST on such imports from 28% earlier, and he invoked Article 21 of Constitution, which enshrines the fundamental right to the life. So the court had asked the government to consider temporarily dropping 12% GST levied on such imports altogether, citing the shortage of oxygen in the second wave of pandemic. ICGST or Integrated Goods and Services Tax is one of the three components of Goods and Services Tax. It is levied on all interstate transfer of goods and services and governed by IGST Act, and it will applicable on any supply of goods and services in both cases of import into India and export from India. So under IGST, exports would be zero rated and tax will be shared between central and state government. Next topic is Gholwat Sapota. The GI certification of Gholwat Sapota is held by Maharashtra Rajya Chiku Utpadak Sangh. So it is believed that the unique taste is derived from the calcium-rich soil of Gholwat village, and the Dhanu Gholwat Sapota sourced from the authorized GI users were sorted and graded from APEDA assisted and registered pack house facility. The cultivation of sapota that it is grown in many states such as Karnataka, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal and Andhra Pradesh, and Karnataka is known to be highest grower of the fruit, then followed by Maharashtra. So the question is about the GI certification of Gholwat Sapota is belongs to which state? So the state is Maharashtra. Next topic is pre-monsoon shower. So pre-monsoon shower or summer rain is formed due to storm over the Bay of Bengal, and it is a mixture of dry and moist winds. It at times give rise to local storms such as occurrence of violent winds, heavy rain and hailstorms. These showers effect can be seen in two ways, such as in some stages of northern India, and it reduces the intensity of heat waves, but it also comes with the blessings of showers in the eastern and southern India for the farmers. So the different names of pre-monsoon shower are tea shower in Assam, Kal Baisakh in West Bengal, mango shower in Kerala and coastal areas of Karnataka, cherry blossoms or coffee showers in Kerala and some part of Karnataka. Next topic is medicine patent pool. So MPP, that is Medicine Patent Pool, is United backed international organization founded in July 2010 based in Geneva, Switzerland, and its public health driven business model aims to lower the prices of HIV, tuberculosis and hepatitis C medicines and facilitate in the development of better adapted HIV treatments through voluntary licensing and patent pooling. Its goal is to improve access to affordable and appropriate HIV, hepatitis C, and tuberculosis medicines in low and middle income countries. So, economics research finds evidence that pool increases generic diffusion in LMIC and upstream innovation. In May 2020, MPP became an implementing partner of WHO's COVID-19 Technology Access Pool, that is CTAP, and CTAP is 30 countries and multiple international partners and institutions have signed up to support the COVID-19 Technology Access Pool. CTAP is an initiative aimed at making vaccines, tests, treatments, and other health technologies to fight COVID-19 accessible to all. And the COVID-19 technology access pool will be voluntary and based on social solidarity, and it will provide one stop shop for scientific knowledge, data, intellectual property to share equitably by a global community. Next topic is oil seed production. So the country needs 25 million tons of edible oils to meet its requirement at current consumption level of 19 kg per person per year. But out of the total requirement, only at 10.5 million tons are produced domestically from primary soybean, rapeseed and mustard, ground groundnut, sunflower, safflower and Niger, and the secondary sources are oil palm, coconut, rice bran, seeds, tree borne oil seeds, and remaining 60% is made through the import. So the oil seeds production of the country has been growing impressively, and despite this there exists a gap between demand and supply of oil seeds, which has necessitated sizable quantities of imports. So the government intervention are to increase domestic availability and reduce import dependency, and a national mission on edible oils is proposed for next 5 years, that is 2020 to 2024, and national mission on edible oils covering three submissions to increase production of oilseeds and edible soils from primary sources, secondary sources, and consumer awareness for maintaining edible soil consumption constant at 90 kg per person per annum. And the proposed mission will aim to increase production from 30.88 to 47.80 million tons of oil seeds, which will produce 7 to 11 million tons of edible soils. So next, National Food Security Mission on soil seeds and oil seeds and oil palm. During 12th 5-year plan, the new national mission on oilseeds and palm was launched, and under NMOPP, mini mission second was dedicated to oil palm area expansion and productivity increases, and it was implemented in 12 states, that is Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Chhattisgarh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Gujarat, Karnataka, Odisha, Mizoram, Nagaland, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh in 2014, and through this the government aims to augment the availability of edible soils and reduce the import of edible soils by increasing production and productivity of soil seeds and oil palm. So it also aims to improve the area under plantation of tea borne oil seeds, that is olive, mahua, kokum, wild apricot, neem, jojoba, karanja, simaroba, tung, firua, jatorka. Next topic is pink revolution. So the modernization of meat and poultry processing sector in India is known as pink revolution. Pink revolution belongs to meat and poultry processing sector, and it is also denoted as a revolution for onion production, pharmaceuticals and prawn production, and modernization is the mechanization and specialization of a standard process in the meat industry, and industrialization and upgraded technologies are necessary for Indian entities to meet and maintain global standards. Also adopting and developing mass production capacities help industries to be more productive, and this is tremendous scope for the development of domestic market, because a significant number of population of India still prefer to buy meat from the local shop instead of standard packaged meat. And furthermore, it considering the increasing threat of zoonotic disease, so it is imperative that India maintains and builds quality facilities. Next topic is Vax and Scratch program. So it is a new vaccination program that will provide free lottery tickets to those individuals over the age of 18 years who choose to get vaccinated from 1 to 10 state run sites. So the 10 sites located in New York City, Long Island, Mid Hudson, Central New York, Finger Lakes, Mohawk Valley, Western New York regions with either the first dose of Pfizer vaccine or the single shot Johnson and Johnson vaccine. These scratch off lottery tickets have maximum price $5 million to minimum price of $20. And the status of vaccination campaign in New York is nearly 63% of the population over the age of 18 years has vaccinated, and 51% of total population of state has received at least one dose, while 42.9% of total population is fully vaccinated and 53.5% of population in 18 plus age groups is fully vaccinated. Next topic is Karl Kshetra Foundation, and it is an arts and cultural academy dedicated to preservation of traditional values in Indian art and crafts, especially in the field of Bharatanatyam dance and Gandhar Veda music, and it is based in Chennai, founded in 1936 by Rukmani Devi Arundale and her husband George Arundale, and in 1994 Act of Parliament of India recognized the Kalkshetra Foundation as an institute of national importance, and Kalshet style of Bharatanatyam developed by Rukmani Devi is noted for its angular, straight, ballet-like aesthetics and avoidance of rickets and uninhibited throw of the limbs. Thank you, class.